Welcome, and thank you for joining me in this beautiful location next to the Merced River with the base of El Cap in the background. Don't worry, I'll show you the whole thing at the end of the practice, but for now, let's start by grounding our attention, bringing it down into the body and feeling the feet on the earth. This is one of the reasons we practice barefoot, so we can get this firm connection of engagement with the ground. If you're lucky enough to be able to go outside, that'll help you feel that texture. And we'll stay with this concept of grounding and connecting inward and downward throughout the practice. So take your feet now about hip width apart. Take an inhale and sweep your arms all the way up overhead. When you exhale, bend your knees and squat into chair pose. Inhale, stand. Exhale, release your arms. Inhale, reach. Even though you're reaching up, feel your feet on the ground. Exhale, bend your knees. Push your hips back. Tip your chest forward but up. Inhale, stand. Push the hips forward now. Look up a little bit. Exhale, release the arms, standing in Tadasana. Last time with this little leg warm up, chair pose squats. Inhale and reach. Exhale, bend the knees. A little deeper this time, knees parallel. Inhale, stand. And this time when you exhale, open the arms and swan dive forward. There's meant to be some rain later today. Who knows if that'll happen, but you might hear some wind. Probably people will show up in the background too. That's fine. Inhale, lengthen your spine and just feel the contact of the ground beneath your feet. Exhale, fold in. Maybe slide your hands to the back of your ankles or calves and pull in just a little deeper. Now we're going to come out of this through chair pose. So squat, open the arms, reach them overhead, stand, exhale, release, and step back with your left leg. Take crescent lunge, just bend deep into that front knee. Inhale, take your arms up. We're going to pulsate here. So inhale, straighten the front leg or go straight-ish. Exhale, bend your knee. So imagine now that as you do this pulsation a couple more times, you're pulling energy up from the ground. She's there to support you, Mother Earth. And as you exhale and bend, you're pushing back down into her, feeling her support. Last time, inhale, pulse up towards straight. Arms are staying right overhead. If they get tired, just take them out to the side. Exhale, bend. Sweep the arms down by your hips. Roll the shoulders open. Curl the chest open as well and look up any amount. On the exhale, bring the hands forward to the ground. Step forward with your left foot and place it next to the right. Exhale, fold in. Again, maybe hands helping, assisting, pulling the head in by pulling against the legs. Notice how the feet feel on the ground. Try to make the weight even there as you squat, coming out through chair pose, arms up, butt down. Stand. It's hard not to giggle and laugh and feel amazing here in such a beautiful place by this water. Pause in Tadasana, hands down by your sides. Tadasana means mountain pose. So for a moment, just stand steady like a mountain, like the base is broad, as if the feet were wider, bigger, more stable. And then again, we'll inhale and take the arms overhead. Push the hips back, fold the chest forward, but keep a little engagement of belly lifting to support the spine. And take the hands down to the floor, the shins, releasing the neck and head. Again, inhale to Ardha Uttanasana, just creating some space and some length in the spine. It'll help if you push down with your feet to straighten the legs. Exhale, fold. Coming out through chair pose, bend your knees. Inhale the arms up. Stand. Step the right leg back, exhale the arms down, crescent lunge. Again, the arms are gonna go overhead in whatever way you wanna get them there. And we're gonna begin to pulse. And even though there might be noise, like there's a helicopter flying overhead, we can absorb all of that and stay grounded, or present might be another way to do that. Just keep that pulsation, teaching yourself how to move in a little bit of a flow or a rhythm without losing control, even if there's distractions, right? Great training for life off the mat. Stay in the lunge now. Take the arms down by your sides, palms forward to help roll the shoulders back and open the chest. Slide the top of the throat back, head back, open the heart up. Get a fresh breath of air into those lungs. Exhale, hands to the ground. Push off the right foot, step forward, right foot next to left. And then exhale and fold in. From here, we're gonna squat, open the toes out slightly and open the knees out. And take your buns down between your knees. So this isn't usually easy for some people. So do the best that you can. You can always put support underneath your heels or even place your hips on a block. Consider joining your hands in Anjali Mudra in front of your heart. Anjali means gift or blessing. So as you're in this low squat, maybe just consider what things have been blessings in your life or gifts that you've received. And then sit yourself all the way down and take your feet out in front of you with your legs straight. Separate your feet, maybe hip width. So the classical version of seated poses, the feet are right together and sort of neoclassical yoga. It's okay if you have your feet more like hip width, especially for ladies who have a little bit wider hips to begin with. Exhale here. Feel that full contact of the back of your legs on the ground. That just attending to that awareness, noticing the ground beneath you, that's gonna help you get out of the busyness of your head and come back into your body. So from that place of stability, that's where we open up. And when you open up, you can inhale and take your arms all the way up overhead. On the exhale, lean your spine out over your legs. Much like when we were standing, we're gonna reach toward the feet. Try to get to the tops of the feet. You can always hold your ankles or loop a bell over your feet instead. And then just push into your feet or whatever you have. For a moment, just kind of snake your spine up into a longer variation where you're looking forward. And even though your eyes are looking out or up, can you still be in contact with the ground? Keeping all of those pieces, the space of length and spine, but the grounded connection of the legs. Exhale, fold forward. And as you do that, just lift the elbows up slightly and out to the side. So this will help you keep your shoulders kind of packed on your back, the chest open, the breath full. Inhale and sit yourself back upright. We're gonna bend the right knee. Hold on to the knee, just kind of at the top of your shin below your knee with your hands. We're gonna pick that right foot up off the ground. We're gonna round the back, so purposefully draw the belly in and flex the spine. So the straight leg, the left one, is probably gonna slide and you're gonna begin to roll back to that point, that balance point where if you kept going, you might feel like your foot would fly up or you might just flop. We're trying not to flop. Flopping is gonna be how you collapse on your bed when you're tired after work, but today, just rolling down, one bone at a time. And then if you need to, you can always bend your left leg or use a hand for support. Either way, you're gonna get yourself onto your back and draw the right knee in toward your chest. Now the full back of your body, everything but the right leg, is on the floor or the ground if you're outside. So let your weight rest into that beautiful support of the ground. Bend your left leg now. So that was the straight one before. We're going to open the right knee to the right and take half happy baby. So reach your right arm along the inside of your right knee and grab for your ankle or the outer edge of your foot. We're going to begin a little bit of a rocking movement, so another kind of pulsation. And what we're going to do here is we're going to bend the right knee off to the right side of the ribs, like you're going to bring it to the ground. And as you do that, you're going to let your hips roll a little bit to the right, so the left knee will turn slightly in. And then you're going to come back towards center with your hips more level on the ground and push that right leg a little more straight. Now, I'm not saying get it straight all the way, but we're going to move in and out of this. So bend the right knee. Let the hips rock slightly to the right, so the left butt cheek's gonna come off the ground. And you can even turn that left knee in like a drop knee. And then back to center, pelvis rocking to middle. Right leg pushing in the direction of straight. One more time. Slowly rolling, like when you were a little baby. Back in those days when it was considered normal to lie and roll around on the ground, but you know, we still do this. We still have that childlike joy to roll around on the ground. Now, the next time that you bend your knee and come into that half happy baby and you rock to the side, really turn your hips and let that left knee totally go into a drop knee. You're going to let the inner edge of your foot go to the ground, and your outer right leg is going to go all the way over to the ground as well. So it's going to come out to the side. You might still be holding it. You might have to let it go. I'm holding my foot. I'm going to try to talk a little louder because, you know, the wind's kicking up. So right leg is out on a diagonal to the right, going straight or straight-ish, holding the foot. Left knee is turned in. And again, returning to kind of where we started, temporarily putting the right ankle on the left knee, releasing the arms, and using the no hands version of lying pigeon or figure four pose to getting into that hip stretch on the right butt cheek. That was boot cheek. Take a few breaths. If you're just dying to hold your left leg, go ahead and grab it for this last moment. And then we'll release out of this. We're going to come up the same way that we went down, just reversing. So stretch the left leg out, or maybe have it slightly bent if you had to do that on the way down. Exhale, pick up your head, draw your rib points down, take your back toward the floor, and push your right knee out into your hands. Keep pushing, keep drawing the ribs and belly in, coil your spine up, and come all the way up off the ground. Now, when you get there, take your right elbow to the inside of your knee, palm up, twist to the left, and take your left hand behind you like a kickstand. Help with the arms, like push-pull with your arms into the ground and into your leg, but use your belly. Turn from your belly. Okay, find center. Right leg straight. Taking just a moment to bring your awareness to the parts of your body that are touching the ground. This is your foundation. The way you connect to your environment, that's the foundation for the way you walk in the world, the way you sit in the world. Take the arms up, fold forward. This is the starting point, really, for any yoga practice. What is your foundation? How do you ground and stay present and connect in the world? Stay in Paschimottanasana, your forward fold, just another moment or two. Just check that the elbows are slightly elevated so the shoulders are on the back instead of collapsing forward. And then inhale back upright. Bend your left knee. Pause there, just interlacing around your shin with your hands. Begin to round your back. As you roll toward your sacrum, your right foot will slide back. You're picking the left foot up as you go, and you're rolling yourself down. You're just going to try to keep that right leg straight, but if it's feeling like you're getting out of control, just bend the knee. until you get all the way down onto your back. Rest your nerves into the release of being supported in nature. Even if you're inside, the ground is always still there underneath you. Okay, bend up the right leg. Open the left knee to the left. Put the outer left foot in your hand if you can. And begin to form half happy baby with a little bit of a rocking movement. So you're bending left knee outside the left ribs and letting the hips roll a little bit in that direction. And then hips are going to return back toward level, and you're going to push the left foot up as if to straighten your leg. Do that a couple times. So rocking left and right, bending and straightening as you go. And eventually you're going to stay, sorry, a little stutter there, over in your left side. You're letting that right knee drop all the way in and beginning to kick the left foot out towards straight over to the left side. Hips are completely asymmetrical. Most of the weight is on that outer left hip, outer leg, and the shoulders. Just soften your face and soften your ears and try to listen to what's happening around you. A little bit less trying to control, a little bit more letting go. Return to center. Put the left ankle on the right knee. Try it, no hands for a moment, just an active version of this figure 4 stretch. Left ankle on right knee, and ankle pushing together. You can always add your hands if you want. You're going to release from that. Come back to holding your left shin with your hands. Stretch out the right leg. Or do what variation you need to do to get back up with some control. So peel your head up off the ground, draw your front ribs in, take your belly in, push your knee into your hands so the arms will get straight. See if you can use your belly muscles in addition to help you sit back up. Just keep that left foot flat on the floor. Twist to the right. Put your left arm against the inside of your left knee. And as you inhale, come back to facing front. Move that bent leg foot out a little farther from your hips. You're going to take your right leg and match it. So you're in a both legs bent position, but with the feet a little ways, maybe a foot and a half from your hips. Take your hands behind you. And I have pretty tight wrists and hands, so I'm going to turn my hands all the way out with the fingers pointing back. If you have more flexible wrists, kind of the classical version of this is get fingers forward. We're going to do upward facing plank pose or Purva Uttanasana. So either way, you're gonna lift your chest, roll the shoulders back, send the top of the throat back, tops of the ears back, lift your whole spine so it's nice and long, and you're welcome to stay here or to squeeze your booty off the floor, roll the chest open, and throw the head back. Keep some weight on the inner edges of your feet. Try not to let the knees splay wide. Take one more big breath and sit back down on the exhale. When you arrive at your cross-legged position, or your seated position rather, go to cross-legged, that's what I meant to say. And settle into a way where you can sit with your spine upright. And though this was a grounding practice, like we worked on feeling the earth, I also gave you poses that would pulse a little bit of energy in you. So see if you can feel that nuance for just a moment, where there's openness, there's vibration of energy, heat maybe, but also presence. And this is almost like a mini meditation that you can do at any point in time. You can feel those two contrasts at the same time. That's a very yogic practice. So as promised, as we finish our practice now, I'm going to come over, walk up to you, and give you a view of the Captain and maybe some more of the Merced River. Try to do it smoothly because I'm just on a tripod here. I don't have like a gimbal or anything, but here it is in all its majesty. You're looking at the nose and the NA wall, that gray spot. If you don't know El Cap, that gray bit in the middle there kind of looks like North America with that tip coming off like Baja. It's North America wall. And the nose is that prominent flank there. And you guys, this is a miracle. No one else came to this beach, really, while we were here. So here's a little bit more of a view of the Merced. All right, well, thank you so much for practicing with me, and I look forward to seeing you next time.